where facts meets chaos and common sense fights to survive. This is the raw, unpolished truth of starting a cleaning service. No scripts, no guarantees, just the reality of figuring it out as you go. And now, for the real story, here's Sharon, ready to take you behind the cleans.
Okay, folks, so I don't know what happened there, but maybe it's me out here on the ranch and our connection. So we got Brandy here doing the long dusting, and we're going to start it again. So I like the technique. My question is, what did you forget?
Oh, I didn't do the opening.
Very good. And you should do that while you're up there doing the top of the door, which you also missed.
Okay.
Okay?
Hey. No.
And the top of the door, right there.
Well, I still have to go over this way.
No, but when you were coming in this direction, you were coming back, you did that door and you want to stop where you started. So
Yeah.
you do this door. Now you drop down and do your baseboards and go that way. Okay. So that's the direction you would want to. Now you've already done that, so you don't have to redo it.
Okay.
But that's the way you want to go. Does that make sense to you?
Well, I thought we were going when we started the door frame this way.
No, you actually started at the ceiling.
Well, yeah.
So you started the ceiling and you went around this way, okay, to the lights.
Yeah.
And you dropped down and did the lights, and then you dropped down and did the top of the mirror. You came back and you need to do these doors, but you also need to continue to where you started, which would be the top of that door because you started right there.
Yeah.
Okay, then you go up and get your air vents, and then you come down and do your baseboard in that direction.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of dropping down and going back instead of.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you got a whole nother section to practice on. So let's go to the next section. Now, if you don't think you're going to be able to get the tops of those light bulbs with a feather duster, which you probably can't, you should probably also do those with the tops on the tops of the light bulbs to make sure we don't have tons of dust. And just wipe them the way you did before. You could take it across the whole thing. Perfect. You just want to keep any dust from starting to accumulate.
But it would never I guess my worry is that fire. It would.
You're doing it when you first get in there, so the lights aren't quite as hot as when they've been on for a while. I know where you're coming from. That's why it's step number 2, and you want to get it now and not wait until any other step. Okay, yeah. Well, that needed it. What the heck is that? And that you've already done because you stopped here. When you came back, you would have stopped here. So then when you come, you want to end where you started. You don't want to clean it twice. So you came back here and you could stop there. Okay, perfect. Okay, continue. I would get that when you're in the shower if you can reach it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. Always opt for something you can do with your hand if you can reach it. It'll do a better job.
I can use this step stool.
Okay. One more room. And that room, you might want to just close the door and ignore me
Okay.
because it's small enough that you can do it.
So you want me to shut the door?
Sure, go ahead and shut the door. You'll do the top first, just circling around, and then you'll do the baseboard. So when she gets done with this, we'll see whether or not she can remember step 3 or she needs to use her cheat sheet. We do this every single time in every single home. And then we cycle through wet wiping them every 5th visit. Very good. Aha. So, Brandy.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to talk to you while you work. So you said when you watched the video Monday night that it was completely different than, not completely different, a lot different than you had cleaned before. And you have good cleaning experience. In what respect?
You have said it perfectly, actually. Previous cleaning companies, you do a lot at the top, you do a lot at the bottom, and the main things that the customers see, but the in between, like from the top of the ceiling and dusting, baseboards or the cabinets, little things that customers are going to notice that are right there, plain view, but we just kind of overlook every day.
Okay. So do you feel proud of the job you're doing?
I feel a lot better. Like my second day of cleaning. The first day that I cleaned with you, it definitely opened my eyes and made me realize a lot of little things that just weren't getting done that could be done. Takes maybe a minute or 2 to do. It's really not that time consuming. So yeah, I feel a lot better.
Good, good. This is step 3, and it's vacuuming. We vacuum the floors. At step 3, we do not vacuum them again at the end because we're getting it all now. I would like to say excellent job. I love the way she moved everything. She moved the basket out of the corner, vacuumed behind it. She went behind the bathroom door, which is oftentimes missed in bathrooms. But ironically, the only thing that the gentleman in the house ever sees, I swear, is cobwebs across in the toilet because we didn't close the door and get them. Like the way she got underneath all the sinks. And boy, is it nice to have the hair all gone because now she can actually get down to cleaning this bathroom without dealing with all that hair. Let's see what she does next. She's telling me how to do this. That's pretty good. She's preparing her apron, and it makes sense not to prepare your apron until you're actually needing the stuff, and actually you don't even quite need it yet, do you? What is step 4?
Step 4 is the pre-treat.
Very good. And do we need to pre-treat anything in there? Did you notice?
I need to look in the toilet. I did not
Okay.
double check. So I'm just
Okay.
gonna double check that. But the sinks look good, except for right here. We could probably.
Yeah, I think you'll be able to get it off. So at this point, you could bring your caddy into, because you're going to need it to scrub anyway. Yeah, you've done perfect. But I now would bring it in and put it in front of the first thing you're going to scrub, and then take your pre-treating.
I'm gonna use some comments.
Too.
So that's all my pre-treating.
Okay.
Generally, the sink and the shower.
Okay.
So now I'm going to go around and scrub and then rinse and shine.
Okay. Well, you're going to scrub and rinse.
Yeah, scrub.
Okay, very good. You can do that either way you want to. You can either do it directly on the sink or on your sponge. We've gotten some new brushes because we're trying to figure out the best way to get around these faucets that are very difficult at times to get in between. So we're trying different brushes, and this is the one she's thinking about using.
It's got a nice angle on it.
And it does have a tip in case you have to get under stuff. So we'll see. Oh, good.
I like that.
Good. Now, if a sink is not dirty, you can not have to do it in the scrubbing cycle. You can just, if the countertop is not real dirty, like maybe the middle of this probably doesn't need to be scrubbed, you just do it in the shiny cycle. But what you're doing there does need to be scrubbed.
Okay, so the only thing I'm going to ask about is the rinse. What way do you prefer the rinse to be done
Okay.
most effective?
Before we get to the rinse, there's one question I have for you.
Okay.
Have you gone around your fixtures with your towel brush?
No, not yet.
You need to do that in the scrubbing cycle, okay? Because you still want some cleanser around those things while you're scrubbing. That's liquid Comet you're using?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. There you go. And even though those fixtures have no buildup, that's when you want to get them. And they have no buildup because before my wedding, we replaced all the fixtures in the house because I hadn't had a cleaner in and nobody had been cleaning between, and they couldn't be repaired. There was so much slime buildup. So unless you do this every single time, it'll build up. You can't wait until you see it because then you can't get it off. And I do believe we lose a lot of clients because their fixtures get built up. Then the answer to your question. And your tile brush should stay in your apron.
That one, I've got one in here.
That's the one you should be using then to do that. So you don't have to dig in there. Okay, it's right in there. Okay. I like it when people cup their hands and just throw some water. To me, that's the easiest way to do it. Perfect. Yep. Just cup and throw. You could also get a cup if you wanted to do that. Well, you're going to make a mess. That's okay. You're going to swing it back down in and you're going to mop your floor. And then just take your hands and pull that water into your sink. That'll rinse it nicely. Perfect. Then you can take your bucket with you to your next sink. Very good. Make sure if you have a hanging sink that you do the caulk around the hanging sink. You don't have a hanging sink here. If they have a hanging sink here, you got to make sure you get that. And most cleaners don't. I did one in Houston. I trained in Houston, and I was standing there and said, "Oh, it's strange that this caulk is black. You'd think in this bathroom it'd be white." And so I'm scraping it while I'm saying that, and it was black because it had never been cleaned, and the smell overtook the entire bathroom. I had to run out and get something to make that odor go away. I was like, oh my God. So, no, that was just built up over the years in a $10 million.
Now, I did my rinse and shine in my glass here before the toilet because toilet's supposed to be last.
Right. But what have you missed in the scrubbing?
I did the shower.
Yes, the least favorite. And this one isn't very gratifying because, as you can see, when you don't have your house cleaned and you don't house clean like me in 17 years, which is when I sold the cleaning service, we used to have weekly service. That door was perfect. Now look at it. Needs to be replaced. I want to forewarn you that that door is a little testy and could easily come off, so be careful when you clean it.
So I'm gonna dust up there first, right?
Okay.
And then do my glass cleaner. or the walls. Sorry.
I wouldn't use a feather duster in a bathroom only because I see you wanted to dust the walls. Do you see dust on there?
Well, I see, like, you see the cobwebs right there.
Oh yeah, definitely. We should have gotten those and we'll get those on our roof back. You don't use your feather duster at all when you're doing the scrubbing.
Okay.
This is simply scrubbing. And you'll get all that on your shine. And she's wise to do it now before it gets wet in there. You can't put a ladder on a wet floor. So she's actually going out of the scrubbing step and into the shining step exactly the way you're supposed to. Good job. Oh, careful, careful. My, that's a little dusty. Good job.
I'm gonna put this back out here. I like to set the stuff outside of the shower.
You can do it either way you want to. Setting it outside probably allows you to do a better job.
Is it okay if I put it on the floor?
Absolutely.
Does your shower head move like up and down?
Yeah, it probably does up and down, but not enough to spread walls, I don't think. Yeah, unfortunately. And actually, what I'm going to get you, ladies, is a little bucket that flattens that you can fill up, and you wouldn't have to do quite so many. In one fill, you'd have all the walls wet.
Okay.
And it's much easier when you rinse. I just haven't ordered those yet.
Do you want me to just do it in sections?
No, I do it all. Then you're done with it. But I will get you that bigger cup.
Sure.
She's using liquid Comet. You have a nice, good level of detail.
I think these get the dirtiest in the shower.
Yeah,
Heavy spots.
it's a handy little tool to have in your pocket. You're never going to get that all out. As a client, I can say to you, yeah, it needs to be recocked, but I'm not going to recock it because it needs a whole new bathroom. That's where I'm at now. And you'll be in your wet socks, though.
No, I'll put them back on when I get back in. I just don't want to get wet. Then I know I have to mop.
You're a good cleaner, Brandy.
What's that?
You're a good cleaner.
Thank you.
You are. That's years of not, yeah. It's years of no cleaning. That's the way the fixtures looked on the sink until I replaced them before the wedding. Like these have got to go, even if I am doing a new bathroom.
I know things. I feel like things don't last as long as they used to.
No, they last good if you clean them, but if you have the lime I have in my water, you got to clean every week or every other week. Every other week service will keep your fixtures new. But around here, if you don't do that, you're going to be putting new ones in. Which is good for our business, but better for plumbers probably.
So now I rinse and then do the door.
Yeah, I was wondering if you shouldn't have done the door first because you're going to close it and you wouldn't be standing in a wet. But no, now I would rinse. I'd go ahead and rinse and then probably do the door. If you don't feel that you're going to need comment on it, I mean, you can just do it with Windex. And I don't know, you're never going to get that all off.
I could probably do
Windex, I think, yeah.
Maybe like a scrubby.
Yeah.
Like a sponge.
While you're doing the Windex? Okay.
Yeah.
Then I don't think you need to do it in this cycle. I would do it in the shine cycle. Okay. Now that's multitasking. Put your shoes on while you're filling up the cup. I love it.
I'm a healer that literally makes me do 3 things whenever I'm doing something with him.
Ah,
Learn. Otherwise, the whole day is just stopped.
what did you say? You have what?
Blue healer.
Oh, and he makes you do, oh.
Yeah, I can't read a book. I can't play the basketball. I can't cook. I can't do anything without him. He has to. We call him Velcro. You know, if he plays cleaning dolls, he has to be touching those, and he should off the wall. But it's the sweetest can be. Just spoiled. That's all.
What will you wear when you're cleaning regularly, though? Tennis shoes or something?
I've got a whole bunch of shoes.
Okay. Okay.
I just didn't think of it because it really hasn't been a shower to clean.
No, I should have told you, hey, you're cleaning the shower today. You know what? You have something on the wall right up there. Do you see it?
Wait, there.
No, where my finger's pointing right over here. There you go. Hair, I guess. So way up there, that's bizarre.
Trying to make sure I don't travel with it.
So finally done with that. Now what? To where? What you want to do is move your caddy to the toilet and put it there and get yourself ready for the shine step. So now you're going to want to put some dry towels and grab your disinfectant shining product. Is that our disinfectant?
Yes.
Very good.
This is
Very good. And yeah, you can put those 2 things away because you don't need them into your bucket, which you probably should have done in the beginning because you want Tilex in the middle of the bucket where it can't ruin anything. So I would say you probably you need a glass cleaning cloth, right? And you need probably 2 of those, which is good. And you've got your disinfectant. And what other tool are you missing? What do you use when you're like dusting?
Oh,
This doubles as glass cleaner, so you're fine with that. Okay.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's disinfectant and glass cleaner.
Okay.
Okay. I would say you don't want to do that because you want a dry towel to shine things because you've already wet everything.
dry one. I thought we were supposed to have a wet and dry.
I would only, on this stuff, I would only have 2 dry. Yeah, you don't even, I would put that one to the side, you won't use it. That's true when you're doing regular dusting. But in the bathroom, you start on this cycle, you start with dry towels and try and keep them dry
Okay.
because that's what shines really well. Now, where do you start?
I'm going to start. Well, I should start right here.
Do you have anything on your notes that says where you start the shine trip? This is the shine trip, step 6.
The door.
Very good. Very good.
You want to circle your way around.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So grab your disinfectant cleaner and put it in your apron loop because you're going to need that. Don't have to, if you see cobwebs, yes, get them. Exactly. Now come back. What did you forget on the door?
The door handle.
Mm-hmm. Put your feather duster behind your apron. Perfect. You're going to want to do the door handle and a little bit around that handle. If it was white, you'd see exactly where you needed to do it. That's why I don't have white door facings and frames. Perfect. Very good. You caught those. If you get to very dirty ones in homes, this is a real good time to spray some of your cleaner on a tile brush, a little toothbrush. And you don't have to do that here because they're pretty clean, but there will be some where it's pretty black. Just as a matter of fact, make sure you hold your towel up there because the dirt will come rolling down the wall. Okay. This is also the time when you put your towel away and you straighten that towel so it looks pretty when the client comes home. Yes, but you put your towel in your pocket, not under your arm.
See, this is that's another thing we did.
Oh no, you want it to look show ready when they come home.
I heard what you're saying.
It's fine. It's fine. Now, what are you skipping? Those windows are clean, so I agree 100% with just feather dusting them. Or the mirrors, because sometimes they just get worse. You dusted them. I think you're okay. Yep.
Yeah. I couldn't remember. But I am going to need that for the glass.
Well, if you're okay, I would say feather dust the top because it's pretty clean. I mean, you might need it at most houses, but this bathroom has been clean. Yeah. The bottom you'll have to fix. Now, if you remember in the video, it taught you to do the corners and the bottom, sides and the corners first, and then fill in. Like you're coloring. So I would go sides, the bottom. Make sure you go to the corner here. So you almost did like that again. That's why I'm having you do that. Then each corner up on the other side and then fill in the middle. Okay. Because most cleaners do circles and they circle right around here. And well, I should show that right around here. And if you don't color, you'll never get that corner.
Yeah.
Okay. So really, you should do the mirror first, and then you should do the sink. I just didn't catch that after 20 years of studying how to clean. And we should have done that before we did the sink. You could take it over to your second sink.
Okay.
But I want the audience to see, I know it's their personal thing, but I don't clean that every week. And if you don't, it's going to get built up like that. So I think that we have to clean that for clients. And that you might want to check in your scrubbing cycle from now on in the last cycle.
This is where I move everything left to right.
Or well, I'd move it forward, clean below it and move it back. So you're doing it right.
Okay.
Or move it forward and then clean it and move it back. So move everything forward. You know what? Before you do that, we need to come back to this first section. It's my fault. What did you forget to do? That corner, and you forgot to check to see if there's any spots on your cabinets on the bottom. Because we're going top to bottom now. Okay. So let's get that corner over there. Make sure you wipe those items when you put them back.
I did write this one.
Yeah, you want to wipe them all because otherwise dust will just build up on them and we touch it, we wipe it. And especially because there's less than 6 items there. There's more than 6, even in a bathroom, we just feather dust. You only have to get it where there's spots unless it's the time that we're wet wiping the whole fronts. Looks great.
Okay.
Now you're ready to go back. So you sprayed, you sprayed this wipe behind it, but what are you missing that's taller than that? Well, at least your windowsill. I would take a feather duster to that because you can see the dust on it, and then do the windowsill.
You don't ever go like behind the curtains on the window?
Yeah, definitely. Because there could easily be cobwebs there. That could go in your apron loop, and then you would know exactly where it was, and it wouldn't be in your way.
I'm really gonna have that be like a habit.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be, and that's a very hard habit to break. But you'll get used to it after a while, because otherwise you can't find it.
It's just gonna get used to wearing the apron.
Yeah, you haven't used one before. Are you getting more used to it? Are you liking it more?
like it. I guess it's not realizing it's on most of the time because the strap, that's always,
Oh, it bothered you. Yeah, it doesn't. That's why I go with half aprons. I hate the full aprons.
Yeah, I enjoy
And they're hot in Texas and Arizona in the summertime. These are really a tool. It's just I can't clean a house without it. You saw me when I was out there. I was like, where's my apron? It also makes you do a better job because the things you have at your disposal, you won't go get. If you're cleaning a sink as clean as this one is, because it's brand new now, these are, you won't go get your tile brushed.
No.
But you will do it if it's in your apron because you learned it and it'll become a habit. But if you don't go get your tile brush until this is built up, we're going to lose that client because, yeah. Yes, you can't do that because you're going to lose that client. When are you going to get it? You're going to get it when you can see the buildup and then it's too late. I was training in Florida where when I went to get the faucet in the kitchen, he said, you just saved us as a client because they had just remodeled and it had been about 6 months and it was starting to build up and they were going to find another cleaning service. So it's a true story. I don't think they would ever tell the cleaning service that's why they left. They'd say financial reasons because they're afraid you're going to come back and do something bad.
Okay, so it's just a question.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like this section right here, we can rinse this all up here and then come down and work our way.
I would do it right
Just
now
do it like
because otherwise you got to go back. You got in your hand what you need.
First, I saw somebody make knicks out, and so I had to dust, and then I said, no, it's too much.
Yeah, it is. Well, this basket of, for our friends has got to go. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but it doesn't need to be in here. I would use your tile brush because I think it's pretty dirty. So, number one, number one, you want to clean it. I would take it over closer to the water.
Okay, I just wasn't.
These things do, just so you know. No, you're going to have to lay it down.
Okay.
I get that. It's not touching the cabinet, so I think you're fine. I just believe that people would appreciate it if we did that.
No, I agree.
You're probably going to have to run the thing underwater in order to get the yuck off of it.
I like this little brush.
Good. Gets into a lot of areas, yeah.
Well, it's just a few swipes.
No, that's perfect. Yeah, yeah. See, it doesn't take very long, but those are the things the customer's going to notice. Because I noticed when it wasn't done.
We can get it a lot better.
I think it's fine. It's because it's also been abused for too long. The other way. The other way.
The other one.
No, it sucks. Yeah, I like that.
You want this back over there?
Always put it back where you found it. That's extremely important. We don't rearrange people's, so I guess I rearranged it. There we go.
Now, this one you want me to do the drinks first and then the glass?
I would, yes. Are you going to have to redo it anyway? It doesn't go on the floor, ma'am. I suppose once you're done spraying, you can do the mirror because now you won't be spraying.
Yeah.
Incredible.
You could just do it like.
Yeah, because it's not that dirty. Good job. No, I think that'll come off. You have some more right there. Probably need to spray it a little bit more than you did. You're okay now, but maybe putting it on the towel isn't the best idea because a microfiber towel is designed to soak up whatever you put on it.
Yeah.
So by the time you put it on there and you put it on the mirror, it's already in the towel and there's nothing left to go on the mirror unless you really soak it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you said I got.
I think you got it. There you go.
Is that?
Yeah, so bad it gets. There you go.
So do you want me to start with the shower now, the door, or do the rinse?
Up to you. Really does make it shine.
And it smells really good.
And it does. Leaves that little bit of fragrance that somebody wants. Not too much and not too little.
Exactly. Enough to tell her that somebody's been there.
I love that product. And what we're using here is, even though it says Fabuloso, it's not. We have to change the label today. It is disinfectant Procter and Gamble's, or actually Spick and Span, one step disinfectant with glass cleaner. And we used it in our company for all 20 years. Has made me millions of dollars. I love this product. You should wipe those off when you put them back.
Now the razor's been on. Did you have this in here?
I don't know why. Thank you. And I'll take, no, we probably had it in there, but no, it didn't. And you want to give me that little clip too. Sorry, folks, but since we're cleaning up my bathroom, I might as well clean it up. Thank you. Yeah.
Mine's the same way.
But now keep in mind, we're not going to vacuum again, so you might not want to be putting that. I wouldn't use any water. I would just, just that. But that probably is the reason why you should do a door and then do the rest of the shower if it needs a lot of scrubbing. Would like to say this isn't my room, but it is. Oh, well. That's why I started a cleaning service. Well, it is getting better every time I clean it. But I still think a new bathroom is in order. Good job. You forgot one thing.
Right here.
Yes, the bottom, and I think you missed that.
Oh, yeah,
You did 3 sides, but not the top.
Thank you. So should I clean that before I go in here?
Well, I'm not. Camera needs to be on you. I've got it on the squatty potty. Okay, good job of getting the bottom of that very dirty chair. What you were looking for. Yeah, because you almost should wear them when you start the bathroom, because that way they wouldn't be so hard to get on. Because now you got wet hands.
How many feather dust can that do?
Do you just not like cleaning with gloves?
I get water in them. But
Oh, okay.
I do my own dishes. I have them long.
Oh, okay.
I don't know how or why. I just do.
I don't clean with gloves either. I'm actually letting that be your call. I don't know. I think I'm supposed to make you wear them, but I need to check into that. That's really dirty.
And if I remember correctly, I do everything like the walls.
Mhm.
And then the toilet.
Exactly. And then you can use any of your towels you want to do the toilet because that you're done. Okay. Next time you'll be able to just feather dust that stuff. Go faster. So what are you missing on your door?
Is that stained?
It's just, I don't know. Can you see something? I can't even see anything. You can.
Yeah.
Oh, that's probably the Puma stick will probably take that off. And it can totally clean. I don't think it can. I have a water softener too. I don't know why the lime is so bad, but it is.
Oh, that was down.
It might take a little while now because you've flushed it so many times. You should be using disinfectant cleaner for that, not Comet.
No.
Because Comet doesn't shine. You want to
Don't
shine
get with this.
Comet on the inside, but the outside disinfectant cleaner. You'll have a dull surface.
I know. I
And
think doing the comment and then going back over it with this.
no,
So no.
just the disinfectant is because you have disinfectant.
Now, do you want me just like hand mop this one or just mop it?
I always hand mop behind there because you can't get behind there with the mop. And you should get that while you're doing the toilet. I think you got your top of the commode, the toilet crooked.
I did what?
See how that's crooked? I don't know why. Maybe when you got in there it was. Thank you. All right. Set your bucket outside the door and you're good to go. No, 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 no. Do not set the Tilex or that bucket on that carpeting. Yeah. Well, partly the Tilex, that is like a big no-no because you could, if there's any Tilex on the bottom of that and you set it down on here, we'd have a ring because it's bleach. Tilex is bleach. Yes, it is. It's like a diluted bleach, but it is bleach.
Okay.
You're going to get your pants black. Yeah, you don't want it.
Because I don't use it, so I didn't know.
And that's why I say only spray it where there's mold.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you're going to step in it, you're going to ruin people's stuff,
Yeah.
but you can't get the mold out of something in Texas without spraying some Tilex on it. So I don't use bleach because bleach is even more wicked than Tilex. If you get it on something and you throw water on it right away, we can dye it back to the original color if it's Tilex. We can't if it's bleach. Okay. But you got to get water on it right away.
Okay. Will you just tell me?
Well, you want to save it if you can.
But that's good to know.
Okay, so the last thing you do is what?
Is
You probably only need one of them in there, maybe two.
I'm going to try these new ones out.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed though, because I wanted to ask if I did notice that with these pads, if you feel the difference. Is one supposed to be like Bona and the other one's supposed to be for mopping?
No, I don't think so. I think they're just two different pads. Yeah, you can use it for either one, but it's just two different pads. Actually, if you wanted to in a bathroom like that, that's pretty clean. Just take that dry mop, spray your disinfectant cleaner on the floor, and go over it. Yes, because it's small and you don't. To set all that up is ridiculous in a way. Yeah. But use your disinfectant, or well, you could use that too because it's a no streak floor cleaner. But I would use your disinfectant
Okay.
because that's supposed to be watered down.
Okay. Yeah, I did water this down.
A little bit already.
Yeah. But then it's like when I get there and I pour it in there.
Yeah, then you have, yeah. I would say when you're going to just directly do it, then use your disinfectant cleaner. Just make sure you spray enough.
Now, do you want me to?
What doesn't loosen up on you?
Yeah. I don't think we were tight on. I kept feeling I'm spinning. I was like,
Yeah, I'm like, oh, maybe that's not a good map.
just let it get and with a little, here's that.
It is?
Yeah, see?
Good. Oh, yeah.
Just do this back. Now, we don't do the shower floors because we have.
Did you make sure you got it underneath that?
No, not yet. Get
Okay.
that side.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, are those floors dry?
No.
Do not put this back until the floors are dry. So you might need to go to another bathroom, do something else, and come back and do that. Okay. So we will stop this now. We know we have to put it back and check to make sure we put everything back where it belongs.
Yeah.
But we want that to dry. And because this is live, we're not going to put it away. So, folks, for right now, that is the end of the podcast. All you have left is step 9. So, just clean down to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Why do you think it took you so much longer in training?
Well, in training because I have questions.
I think you can do this in 30 minutes,
Yeah.
actually. Do you feel like you've gotten everything? Do you feel good about the clean you did?
The only things that ever really make me uneasy, honestly, are the light fixtures up there, and it's just because they're so sensitive. I want to go up there and, wipe down and
Right, yeah.
you can't. But no, I feel like overall, I feel like it looks great. I think it looks a lot.
I don't see any smudges up there, so I think you have to do that maybe if you see them, but I don't see anything. So, what do you think about the steps? I mean, I'm sure you've never cleaned with steps like that before.
Me, to be honest, is the rinsing. Before with previous cleaning companies, it's, you start at the door, work your way around. But then if you are doing the mirror, then you do all your scrubbing, rinse, shine, you do it all at one round instead of circling.
So let me explain to you why we do that. How many towels did you use to clean that bathroom?
Well, not counting that too.
Yeah, exactly. How many did you use when you
I'd probably come back with like a full grocery bag
from one house? Yes, yes.
doing all the rooms. But I mean, just if I had a house that was 5 bathrooms, I'd probably come back with 20 towels.
And see here, you're going to do 2.
Yeah.
That's it. Paul in New York, he used to have me come out there every 2 years because he said, "Oh my God, my efficiency is 15% better." But he said the tile usage is amazing. So that's why we do the steps we do, because that way you don't have to. Your shower was dry by the time you got back there.
I helps too, because I noticed, from your method of cleaning to previous, say I started here at this sink. By the time I get over to the second sink, my rag is already full of dust and it's leaving behind residue and other things. I didn't feel like I had that issue.
No, because you got that out of the way when you scrubbed and rinsed. And maybe you'll get used to. I know the water was bothering you, but I'm like, let it go because you're going to come back and get it. Yeah.
It's just going to be a time and just doing it, a few times.
Time and time again. Yeah.
It would just be out of habit. So.
Okay. The God looks absolutely gorgeous. And I bet that floor is dry now. So you know what? Let's put our stuff back and check it. I think it does. But my recommendation is stand by the door now and look from top to bottom and a couple little things on the floor, right? And you're right, your tag is out. Your tag is out. And there's one more hunk of something down there. There we go. So those are the things I want you to look at when you're done. I want you to look at your mirrors and do the little dance to make sure when you look in all directions and that it won't come off. So I want you to do that. I want you to check your towels and then look to make sure there's no towel cleaning cloths left behind or no products. And then you're good. Okay. Nice job. Thank you.
Thanks for being patient with me, guys.
Stop it. Stop it. Okay. So hopefully you all will enjoy that. Realize that I didn't have to do anything to train her. I never picked up a towel. And you basically have it, right? I mean, you feel comfortable going to the next one? Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could go in a client's house and know what to do and
Good. So we'll go on to a new area. And folks, I'll see you later. Thank you very much. Happy training.